And we're not quite done yet, although we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with this late season storm that's moving on through. It's going to be cold, especially out west with low temperatures in the single digits. We'll go teens the farther east you go, and snow is going to hang tough as well, especially near and east of the James River Valley as we go into your day on Tuesday. Still windy as well, but we do have improvement on the way. We'll talk about that and give you updates on what to expect through the rest of your night tonight, coming up in a little bit. But until then, First Step Forward starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, first at 4.
Winter weather has made a return to KELOLAND. We're going to take a look at the conditions across the state coming up.
Plus, how the weather is impacting flights for families traveling over spring break.
And a busy day in court for former President Donald Trump. An update on 2 cases coming up. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Bridget Bennett. After a several-month hiatus, winter has made a return to KELOLAND.
Let's get a look at what's on the radar and what we can expect for our evening commute. Here is meteorologist Adam Rutt.
Well, it's certainly going to be a bit of a slick evening commute out there in several locations. I've been seeing a couple of pictures on I-29 near the Wilmot exit where things have not been looking all that great up that way as an example. So if you must be out and about this evening, please be careful and exercise any precautions that you need to. In terms of snow totals, this is as of, well, basically a couple of minutes ago. Dupree leading the way, 10 inches of snow so far. Belle Fourche 8 along with Glad Valley, Marshall and Harding. Spearfish at 7 lead with a half foot along with Montrose and Redfield. Rapid City at 5.5. McLaughlin at 4. Deadwood 3. Wilmot 3 as well. Officially at the airport so far, 1.5 inches, but we are expecting a little bit more to go on top of that as we head into the later part of the evening and into the night. We do still have some winter weather headlines in place. Also, for what it's worth, Aberdeen, as of yesterday, still waiting on an update on that. It has been around 3 inches of snow. Watertown, as of this morning, around about 4 to 4.2 inches. But it's still snowing in Watertown right now, so that number is just going to continue to climb up a little bit higher. Here's downtown Sioux Falls. This is always a reassuring sight. We can see the road, but be mindful, temperature is just a little bit below freezing at 31. We do have that wind at 25 miles per hour out of the north, so we are also seeing some slick spots out there. Please be careful. Even as we head into the night, we're talking about low temperatures getting into the teens in many areas to the east. Well, there's some blue skies over Rapid City. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it's January. This is a beautiful view. 21 with the wind matching that air temperature out of the north. So yeah, there's an extra bite to that cold out there this afternoon. We're at 29 in Brookings, 26 for Aberdeen and Sisseton, 28 Pierre and Mobridge. Spearfish, one of the chillier spots out there at 16. Buffalo, 21. Custer at 22. There is the wind, though, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Sustained. We have seen higher gusts over the last hour or so. And the end result, yeah, we have a wind chill of 1 degree above zero in Faith. It feels like it's 2 in Valentine, 7 for Winter, 8 Phillip, 5 Rapid City, 9 up in Buffalo, a wind chill of 18 in Sioux Falls, and 13 toward Yankton. So here are our winter weather headlines, just a quick overview of them. Blizzard warnings in white, winter storm warnings in red going into the early portion of your day tomorrow. Then we have a couple of winter weather advisories in place for Todd County until 7 p.m. Central Time until 1 a.m. from McPherson County all the way down to Hand and Hyde County. And then Aberdeen, Redfield, southeastern KELOLAND, that's until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning as well. So we're not quite done yet. We have a little more to go. But once we get to the second half of the week, things do get better. We'll talk about that coming up as we head through the hour.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Adam. And you can see just how widespread that storm is. But the snow, it isn't over yet.
KELOLAND's Renee Ortiz has been following conditions across South Dakota and joins us now with a look.
Hi. Well, I received videos from Brookings, Watertown, McPherson County, and all of them have a lot of the snowfall with it. So the big factor in all of them was that multiple inches of snow that these places received. As I went further north, the video showed more of the snowfall, and dozens of schools were closed this morning due to the weather. I spoke with an SDSU student whose classes were canceled today because of the weather. That story is coming up at 5.
Yeah, it's a little mess out there, isn't it?
Just a bit, yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Renee. Well, it may not look bad when you look out your window, but South Dakota Highway Patrol says conditions are worse than they might seem. A trooper posted this picture on X a little over an hour ago and asked if you can see the tipped over camper near the Wilmot exit on Interstate 29. And if you need to go out tonight, the Highway Patrol suggests slowing down and wearing your seatbelt.
Some good advice there. Minnesota also dealing with several inches of snow today. This is what it looks like in Duluth. Many people had already made the switch to spring as even the ice was already out of many Minnesota lakes. And the winter weather was moving in just as families in Minnesota were taking off for spring break. At least 120 flights were canceled today in and out of Minneapolis yesterday, and more than 300 delayed due to the storm. Kirsten Mitchell caught up with travelers trying to dodge the snow.
San Francisco.
How's it looking?
So far, so good. It's on time.
As the snow fell outside MSP Airport.
I'm so excited. I hate the snow. I want the beach. I want the hot weather. We're ready to go.
Travelers check their flight status.
I checked it a couple of times.
Again.
I've been looking all day and it said our flight was on time.
And again.
As soon as we got in, I looked at the board and I was like, oh my gosh, we made the right choice by coming home earlier.
If you couldn't tell by the hat, AJ Lindell just got back from Florida.
I mean, when you go down to Orlando, you have to have some Florida style. So
He got in just ahead of a slew of cancellations and delays.
they had originally booked us on a later flight, leaving at like 10 o'clock, getting in at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I had no desire to end up coming here at 1 o'clock and trying to fight the snow on the roads.
It wasn't smooth sailing for everyone. This family from South Africa said they've been traveling since Friday and may not be able to make it to Montana until Tuesday now. MSP says 2 winter operation teams are working around the clock with the goal of maintaining flight operations on at least 2 runways. The ultimate flight decisions, though, come down to the airlines.
It sucks when you come to the airport and and you look at every flight that you're trying to go to is canceled. There's nothing you can do about it, but it's the weather.
Weather that's a little too cold for this Californian.
It gets below 50 degrees. I have my seat warmers on too.
So you're getting out just in time, hopefully.
I am very happy to be getting out of here. Spring break!
For some, but others, a wintry welcome home.
We can roll with the Florida hat for the rest of the year. That would be great.
That was Kirsten Mitchell reporting. If you plan on flying, you should keep an eye on your airline schedule for any delays or cancellations.
Well, it's a snowy start to the municipal election season in Sioux Falls. Absentee voting started today, more than 2 weeks ahead of the Tuesday, April 9th election for City Council and Sioux Falls School Board. In-person absentee voting is allowed for the registered voters in Minnehaha County Administration Building. To vote absentee by mail, registered voters need to submit a signed application to the county auditor.
A new state law designates March 25th as what's known as a working holiday in South Dakota to honor recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Representative Tyler Tortson and Senator Brent Hoffman sponsored the legislation recognizing members of U.S. Armed Forces who have been awarded the nation's highest military honor. The law officially takes effect July 1st. KELOLAND's Bob Mercer takes a closer look at the new Medal of Honor Day. That's on the Capitol News Bureau page right now.
Also on our website, William Kyle III announced that he has entered the NCAA transfer portal. The South Dakota State standout and reigning Summit League Tournament ends basketball MVP made the announcement on social media, thanking SDSU coaches, teammates, and fans. Kyle is just the latest Summit League standout to enter the transfer portal after experiencing success in the mid-major conference.